Hi everyone, Steph and Tao. Tao's way back there with her ball with Tao Dog Yoga. This week we have been focusing on going to new locations for hiking and obedience sessions. So whether you're working with a puppy or raising a puppy or have a young dog, going to a variety of locations can be really helpful for those dogs because you are socializing your dog, bringing them to the new environment, doing some obedience with them, working on your relationship. But it's also really important for older dogs like Tao to go to a variety of different areas for enrichment. So doing something a little bit different each day with her gives her the opportunity to kind of think a little differently, experience something different, and kind of keeps her young in her mind. So today we are at a park near us. There's some soccer fields and then fields off to the side. I can't bring Tao on the soccer fields, but I can bring her on these other fields, and this is where we're hanging out right now. Earlier in the week, we went hiking with her best bud, River, and that was something different she did. And then the rest of the week, we'll be going to different areas, different fields, and different places to work on obedience, or just go for, honestly, a nice walk and get some fresh air. I love going to new areas also in the winter. It's a little trickier because we're a little bit more limited. So some of the areas here that we like to hike and spend time at, if it's snowing, which it's not right now, the parking lots don't get plowed. So we have some limitations. So I get really creative here in Connecticut with the dogs, and a lot of times we spend time in fields, again, working on obedience and just going for a walk. I do love this field as well for snowshoeing. So I'll pull out my snowshoes because it's one of the only places the parking lots are cleared, and take the dogs out to do that as well. So this week, our yoga practice will be focusing on moving from a seated position. So doing yoga from a seat, this is a practice that you can, at least parts of it, incorporate into your workday in a chair. And then some of it will be directly from the floor. But we're gonna go right into that. So grab your dog, your mat, and let's practice. Hi everyone, welcome to Tao Dog Yoga. I'm Steph, this is my dog Tao, and our practice will focus on a yoga flow from a seated position, moving in our bodies in different ways, all from our seat. So let's get started. Coming to your mat with your dog, you may find it helpful to grab a couple of treats to ask your dog to lay down beside you. So for our practice, you'll want your own yoga mat, a mat or bed for your dog to lay on to encourage them that there's a spot that they can settle and relax. Some of your dogs may find your mat better and like to be right on your mat with you, and that's absolutely fine. So as we come to our mats, you'll just ask your dog to come next to you. Tao, come. Good. So I'm just going to use one treat. Tao gets very excited for food, so I'm only going to use one versus many. And you may find your dog's the same way. And then I'm just going to ask her to lay down. Good. And then giving her that one treat. Good. And then you can remind your dog to stay if your dog knows how to stay. Keeping in mind that your dog may move while you're practicing about your space, right? The idea here is that our dogs learn to settle as we practice yoga and we start to become more present and breathe and center in our bodies. So your dog may move around and lay down and relax in a different area. They don't need to be right on your mat or their mat. That's totally fine as well. So coming to your comfortable seat. So this is where we'll begin our practice. You may find that you want to sit with your legs crossed, or maybe one leg extended, right? Or both legs extended. You might find sitting up on a pillow or blanket helps here to support yourself, or any variation of where your legs land. So finding that now and taking a little bit of movement to settle in here. Good. And then noticing how you've arrived, right? Noticing how your body feels. Maybe you have lots of energy, maybe you're tired, right? Depending on when you're practicing in your day. Each time you arrive, it's a little different for you, and for your dog. So your dog arrives maybe really energetic sometimes, depending on when you're practicing, and sometimes more calm, all right? So noticing that with your dog as well. Let's begin to breathe. So taking your hands, and you can allow them to rest on your lap. You may have a dog that from the beginning wants to be in contact with you, and you can have one hand on your dog, that's fine. Or you may find that touch excites your dog, right, at the beginning of your practice. So just allowing your hands to fall right on your lap, palms down or palms facing up. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Good. This next one, let's sigh it out. So taking a big breath in, you can open your mouth and let it go. Yeah, if that felt good to you, do that one again. Breathe in. Let it go. And then gently close your mouth. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And right here, I want you to deliberately slow down your breath. And that may be a little bit challenging if you're someone that likes to go and likes to move and always be busy, right? So this alone, the breathing, can be a challenge, right? So noticing that and continuing to focus on your breath. And as you begin to breathe in and out deliberately and slow, you'll also notice you're splitting your attention between you and your dog. Where is your dog? What is your dog doing, right? And that might be a little bit distracting, but allowing yourself to be open to that, right? That in and out where you're focusing on your breath, paying attention to what your dog is doing. Right. Breathing in and out, coming to stillness here. And then take one hand and place it over your heart, and then one hand you can place right on your dog. Good. If your dog is too far away, you can place both hands right over your heart. Let your eyes close for a minute. I should say a moment. Allowing your eyes to close down. Good. And notice that you have this connection with your dog, whether you can visually see them or not. This connection between you and your dog exists, whether you have a leash, whether you can see them, whether you're touching your dog. And then setting your intention for our practice. And then you can open your eyes, release your hands back down, bringing some movement into our bodies. So as we begin to move, being really mindful to transition slowly. So if you get up or move quickly, your dog most likely, especially early on, is going to be excited by that quick movement. All right, they're really in tune with us. So starting to move just our arms. So we'll begin linking our breath to our movement. So inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Maybe you take your palms together, or you can reach right up towards the ceiling and press down into your seat, lifting up and lengthening your spine. And then exhale, sweep your arms back down to either side. Notice if your dog reacts to this. Maybe your dog doesn't care at all, or maybe your dog's like, what are you doing, right? Let's do it again. Breathe in, reach up, palms can connect, or reach up towards the ceiling, really active in your arms, actively lifting up out of your rib cage. So you feel your waist even gain some length here and lift, and then exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, sweep up, reach, lift, lengthen. And then exhale, release your hands down. Bringing in more movement here, continuing to fill up with your breath and lengthen your breath. So breathing in through your nose. And you're going to exhale through your nose, twisting over to the right. Let your left hand land on your knee or your thigh. Right hand is landing behind you. You can come right up onto your fingertips of your right hand. And then use that. Press into your hands and find some length in your spine as you breathe in. And then exhale, twist to the right. And you're only coming as far as you get a nice stretch and keeping your chin in line with your spine. So you're continuing to lengthen. Inhale, and then exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, reach up, find some length. Exhale, twist. Coming back through center. Twisting back and forth just a little bit, a little counter twist action here. And then come back to center. Inhale, reach your arms up. This time, we're going to exhale, twist over to the left side. Hands are going to land. You're going to use them. So press into your hands, lift up and lengthen. Inhale. And then exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, you grow tall. And then exhale, deepen your twist. Neck is in line with your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center, twisting a little bit each way, letting that go. And then taking your hands behind you, come up onto your fingertips, setting up for a heart opener here, pressing into your fingertips. Lift your heart up. Yeah, so you're going to feel that lift in the front of your body, and you're going to notice that your core is going to want to press forward too. Can you draw your belly button back in towards your spine and find that your core can draw in and your heart can still lift? Yeah, there you go. Good. And then squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. You're going to feel your shoulders start to peel open and back towards your back wall. And you're going to stay here and breathe deeply. So breathing in, as you breathe in, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, you're going to hold that. Stay and empty all of your breath. Inhale, expand, heart lifts. Holding that pose, and then exhale all your breath out. Keep drawing your core in as you exhale. So you exhale out completely. Inhale, breathe in, lift. Keep that lift as you exhale, drawing your core in. And then relaxing your arms, walking your arms forward, taking your arms out in front, little crisscross. Maybe bending your elbows, letting go of that holding. Continuing to move. So even here from a seated position, we're flowing, we're actively moving. And this idea of our breath moving in and out and supporting our body, really start to flush, I like to say energy, right? But it's fresh, breath, and it's fresh energy moving through your body. So that's why I love a flow so much, is that you can, even from a seated position, you can also do this at your desk, a little break from work. If you have a quick break, move in your body even from a chair. So thinking about that, using your breath to move, right? And to flush your breath through your body. Taking your feet out in front of you. Bringing your hands right behind your hips. Your hands are going to point forward the same direction that your feet are. And press into your hands and just lift your hips right on up. There you go. Here, we're in reverse table. So your feet are about hip distance apart. Check out your legs. Start to think about squeezing your inner thighs towards each other. They may not even move, right? It's just that intention. Tuck your chin here to support your neck, so there's no tension in your neck. And then I want you to press into your hands, and can you lift your heart up? There you go. And then press into your feet, and can you lift your hips up a little bit more? Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down. And then shifting forward into your seat, take your hands right underneath your knees, setting up for a boat pose. So those of you that practice dog yoga with me know I love core. So there's always a little core snuck in here. And even from the seated position, we're going to move through a reverse table where you get to open up the front of your body and stretch out your core. And then also into boat, which is activating those muscles and contracting. Right? So setting up for your boat, hands come right behind. You're going to rock back just a little bit, but you want to keep your heart lifted. Good. And then lift your feet up. Feet are nice and active. You can even spread your toes, press out through the ball of your foot, or even flex your feet and press out through your heels. And then let your hands go. You're in your boat pose. We're going to hold for 5, 4, hands are active. 3, heart is lifting. 2, maybe you extend your legs for 1. Lower your feet, hold on to the back of your legs, come back up to seated. Now take your hands back behind your hips, hands facing the same direction as your feet for your reverse table. Take a breath in, and then exhale, lift on up. And right here, I want you to think of pressing into your hands and feet and seeing how much of the front of your body you can lift up. Tucking your chin. For some of you, it may feel good to let your head drop, right? Opening up your throat as you open here. Take a breath in, and then exhale, drop back down. Continuing this flow, you're moving your breath in and out as you move your body. Taking your hands underneath your knees, so right behind your thighs, lifting up. And then lock it in with your core. Yeah, feel your core holding that balance there. Take your hands out. If you want, you can also hold behind your legs as we're holding. If that starts to feel like you're a little bit wobbly or you're starting to sink back, grab right on and lift right back up. Good. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Straighten your legs. Good. Rock forward, coming back into your seated. Taking your hands back behind your hips. Breath in and then exhale. Press yourself up. Reverse your table. Open the whole front side of your body. And then lower yourself back down. Last boat here. Hold on. Lift your heart. Lift your legs. Let go for 5, 4. Maybe you straighten a little early. 3, 2. Lower yourself down. Come right back into your seat. Yeah. Let your mouth close here if your mouth was open. Breathe in and out through your nose. Notice that shift. So even my voice when I do core, I get a little pumped up. Sometimes I'll be teaching a group class, or your dog might even hear my voice through the audio, right? Through your TV or your phone, and become a little animated. So even that, our inflection will affect our dogs. So you may have seen as you started to move a little bit more and your breath changed and your energy bumped up, your dog got excited, maybe came over to you. Or maybe your dog's just passed out next to you, right? Every dog is a little bit different, but keeping that in mind. So I notice in a group setting that I'll be teaching and my voice will get up and we'll start laughing as we're doing core and all of our dogs are like, what's going on, right? So they really do mirror us and what we're doing. All right, so come back to your seat. Your mouth is closed. You're breathing in and out through your nose. Noticing that it may feel like your heart rate is picked up. Yeah. And as you're breathing, it may be harder to slow your breath down here. So I want you to keep breathing in and out through your nose. And again, that deliberate intention to breathe, bringing your awareness back in to your body, to your presence, to stillness. Allowing your body to slow back down. And that's what I love about yoga is you could sit for 5 minutes and breathe and you're going to feel different. You know, we can do a 20-minute flow and our bodies just fundamentally change. And I really believe it's that idea of moving in our bodies and breathing and moving that energy. So we carry a lot of stress in our bodies, and when we allow it to move, we get some freedom. Right? We get a little more freedom with our breath, freedom in our body and in motion. So as you're slowing down, we're going to shift gears a little bit and move into some handling with our dogs. So we're going to place our hands on our dogs in a really thoughtful way. So you have a couple of options here, is to move towards your dog if your dog is laying down. It'll allow your dog to stay more relaxed. So you're going to move really slow. Again, nice and slow, mindful movement right over to your dog. Or you can call your dog over to you if your dog has wandered maybe to a different area of the room or, is in a different room. Sometimes they wander a little further. Ask your dog to come lay down. And here I don't really use treats because we're trying to keep our dogs calm, and usually treats will excite our dogs. So this will be really dependent on your dog. Some dogs aren't as excited, but typically we just call our dogs over. Clap your hands, ask your dog to come near you. So I'm going to ask Tao to move a little closer. We'll see if she does. Sometimes she's very comfy and doesn't want to. Tao, come here. Good girl, come here. Good girl. Oh, Tao, Tao. Good, big stretch. So if your dog stretches, let them do it. It's good for them. And then we're going to start by just taking your hand and placing it in your dog's collar, right? So your dog can start by standing, seated, or laying down. You're going to place your free hand right behind your dog's ears. And then your dog may lay down. So Tao is so used to this that she knows when I touch her collar and I place my hand here, some really good stuff's happening. So moving your hand in slow motion all the way down your dog's spine till you reach the base of your dog's tail. And then release your hand. Good. And you can release the hand in your dog's collar. If your dog is moving around a lot, you may want to keep your hand right there. Good. Let's do that again. So placing one hand in your dog's collar, free hand behind your dog's head. Tao's using the wall as a pillow here. And I know her backside's a little bit out of view. I'm going to keep going though, all the way down your dog's back until you reach the base of your dog's tail. So where their spine ends, just before their tail begins, you'll pause there and release. You can release both hands, giving your dog a little break in between. If your dog is excited by touch, that gives them a moment or two to kind of adjust to what you're doing and kind of process what just happened. So one more hand in your dog's collar. Free hand goes right behind your dog's head, traveling all the way down your dog's spine. Nice and slow until you reach the base of your dog's tail. Pause there. And you can release your hand and then release the hand that's in your dog's collar. Good. And noticing any shifts in your dog. Your dog might have just been like, I have no idea what we're doing. This is the first time I've ever done this. Right? And they might be a little bit silly. Or your dog may go, ooh, I really like this, right? Really being mindful about how you're approaching your dog here when you place your hands on your dog. Noticing those shifts. And noticing if you're feeling, anytime you're placing your hands on your dog's not relaxed, how does your dog relax? Or respond, I should say. How does your dog respond if you're not relaxed and you touch them versus if you use this as a tool from a calm place and handle your dogs? This is something that can help support your dog just in your everyday life or in different scenarios, whether you want your dog to relax when you're out in public or even at the vet's office. So it's something to play with and incorporate into your everyday. So that wraps up our practice. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all back here right on our YouTube channel next week. Bye.